I think it's not always like people see my content and they reach out to me. It's like they see my content consistently, probably 1, 2 to 3 months, and then they decide to reach out to me. So I think the key here is building trust through consistent quality content, and then building the relationship or the rapport with those clients through the DMs. So it would be like a funnel, like content first and conversations next.
Welcome to Career Coaching Secrets, the podcast where we talk with successful career coaches on how they built their success and the hard lessons they learned along the way. My name is Davis Nguyen, and I'm the founder of Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, and even $100,000 weeks. Before Purple Circle, I've grown several 7- and 8-figure career coaching businesses myself, and have been a consultant at 2 career coaching businesses that are doing over $100 million each. Whether you're an established coach or building your practice for the first time, you'll discover the secrets to elevating your coaching business.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Career Coaching Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Regen, and today's guest is Gina Sapien, the dynamic founder of The Remote Marketer, a remote career coach and fractional marketer who's helped over 35 marketers worldwide land remote roles while generating more than 10 million LinkedIn impressions through her strategic content. Originally from Mexico and now based in Taiwan, Gina's journey from corporate to startup life took her across roles in sales, operations, and marketing, working with VC-backed companies like Techstars, 500 Global, and Y Combinator startups. Now she combines that deep experience with her passion for empowering others, helping marketers use social selling to build their brand, get hired, and grow their careers entirely remotely. And it's a pleasure for me to have her on the podcast today. Welcome to the show, Gina.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming, Gina. It's a pleasure for us to have you on. I wanted to learn a little bit more about, like, when it comes to your beginnings and how you got started in the coaching business, what inspired you to become a coach and then do this as a business?
So I actually have spent 5 years working in the HR tech industry, mainly leading remote marketing teams across countries and time zones. So from that experience, I've always been the person people came to for advice, especially around career moves and really how to go remote. So in 2024, after another round of layoffs at my previous company, I started to feel disconnected. So just began to post on LinkedIn. At first, I think it was more of a network or a way to create a safety net for myself. I didn't really have any plans or any goals with that. So I was just sharing the type of advice people kept asking me for, like, for example, how to get a remote job, how to write a good LinkedIn profile. In my experience as a hiring manager, what can get people noticed? So I think the more I shared, the more I realized something important, that what felt obvious to me was not obvious to most people. So I've been in this industry, in this world for years, but I think still a lot of people don't have any idea how remote hiring actually works. And as an expat living abroad, far away from my country, remote work matters a lot to me. So I kept going, posting on, and people started telling me, like, hey, your post helped me get this interview, or I finally know how to talk on LinkedIn about myself. And then more and more people asked if they could pay for that support. So that's when it was like a light bulb moment for me. Like, I started posting to protect myself from layoffs, but then I stayed because I realized I can help. And actually, people are willing to pay for that support. So basically, few posts started as a side project, and now it's my full-time business. So through that, I also build the Remote Marketer as a brand itself.
So right now with the remote marketer, how is like working with your clients right now? How is the engagement like for anyone who's listening and wants to do that, wants to work remotely, basically? How is the engagement like? Is there a certain program that they go with you? Is there a program length? How would you describe them working with you?
Sure. So currently, I run the Remote Marketer Accelerator. It's actually a program that goes from 2 to 3 months, depending on the schedule of the clients. And it's a very structured program, around 7 to 10 sessions that touches an end-to-end job search process, like starting from your resume, your LinkedIn, to networking, personal branding, interview prep, like each one around 6 steps that go from I'm starting to build something on my own to actually landing an offer. A core principle of my programs is personal branding and networking, because I do work especially with marketers, and I believe that in current market, like 2025, market is as hard as it's ever been, is super challenging, and just sending an application doesn't cut it. So my program is very, very specific into how to brand yourself the right way so that key decision makers get you noticed.
Mhm. And so when we talk about the accelerator and
Mm.
the people that are going through it, how would you describe the ideal client profile? Is there a certain industry, certain demographic, or like do they have some certain like common goal? Well, obviously working remotely is a common goal, but how would you describe the ideal client profile?
Sure. I work specifically with mid to senior level marketers who want to land remote roles, most often at startups. These
Mhm.
people, as from what I've seen, they are really great at what they do. But when it comes to job searching, they just sound like everyone else, either sending out tons of applications with no response, unsure how to position themselves, or like actually what roles are the best fit for their background and their experience.
And this is going to be an interesting question because since you're a marketer yourself, I
Mm.
also have a background in marketing. I feel like we'll have a conversation here. When it comes to you finding your clients, what marketing channel, obviously LinkedIn, to what marketing channel has worked well for you so far for the last years?
Yeah, 100% all my clients come from LinkedIn. As I mentioned, I actually started posting consistently about a year ago, sharing career advice, hiring insights, observations about the remote market. And the people basically find me through what I post, and others come through referrals. I also do outreach, but it's never random, always reaching out to people that engage with my content or who I know I can actually help. I'm also on Instagram, but like currently, for example, for context, my LinkedIn is about 50,000 followers. My Instagram doesn't even reach 1,000. So, yeah, currently my main channel is LinkedIn. I haven't posted any ad, so everything is organic, even though probably 70% is inbound and the other 30% is outbound.
Cool. So when it comes to LinkedIn, is
Mm.
there a certain strategy that you're following that is working very well for inbound?
I think it's basically consistent posting quality content. That's something I started doing a long time ago, but I do have a mix of different posts that I make. Like, for example, one type of post is for reach. That's usually a viral type of lists, like remote companies or remote from anywhere companies, job boards, just different tools. Those help me get more eyeballs on the content. But then there's other type of posts that actually help convert. Those are very tactical lists, like how to do something, step by step frameworks, and also testimonials from people I've worked with. So just having a mix of this type of content, probably viral content once a month, and then these smaller type of conversion posts are the ones that get people to message me. And it's interesting because I think it's not always like people see my content and they reach out to me. It's like they see my content consistently, probably 1, 2 to 3 months, and then they decide to reach out to me. So I think the key here is building trust through consistent quality content, and then building the relationship or the rapport with those clients through the DMs. So it would be like a funnel, like content first and conversations next.
And what about the outbound? Are you just like doing outreach to using LinkedIn?
Yeah, currently it's outreach using LinkedIn, but I specifically target people who have engaged with certain posts. For example, if it's a very like the conversion type of post I shared before, tactical post or testimonial post. So people that actually comment on that, what I would do is setting up automations for outreach. So I I actually invest heavily on AI tools that help me do that at scale. So that's how I reach out. And then I also have specific sequences, DM sequences, to learn more about the person through the DMs, like target what their challenges are, what the goals are, and through those prompts, qualify if they would be an ideal client. So at the end of this conversation, then I invite them to book a discovery call.
Do you mind, because this is interesting, do you mind sharing one AI tool for anyone who's listening? Because there's a lot of coaches that
Mm,
are trying to utilize AI as well. This
yeah.
is a very creative way of doing it. I'm going to share also what we're doing, but yeah, I wanted to know more about the AI option.
Yeah, this is basically a LinkedIn DM management tool. The name is Condo. It's yeah, again, like it's an app like Superhuman. I'm not sure if you've heard of it for
So
email management.
Tricondo, yeah, we're also using it.
Yeah, so
It just
that's
makes it
it.
easier. Ah, okay. So there's no. What about the AI? Is I feel like that's just basically capturing the messages, right?
It helps you filter out the messages and keep track of them when it comes like the DMing side. But the AI tool that's on the top of my mind right now, it's more for creating content. The name is Stanley. It's actually an AI chatbot. I'm not sure if you heard of it. It was built from the founders of Stan, which is a creator storefront platform.
Hmm.
Yeah, actually Stanley, it's like helps me create content in like 2 minutes based on the like all the analysis of top performing content that's work on my industry and with my competitors, and
Hmm.
also the best posts that I've had in the previous year. So when it comes to, for example, laying out the strategy for content, whether it's viral list, testimonials, tactical list, all these different types of posts, then with Stanley I can do it in like probably, let's say, half hour for 1 month of content. So that really helps me free up space to actually like work in things that actually matter and move the needle, like building the program, setting up systems instead of like writing content the whole time.
Cool, cool. Thank you for sharing. I haven't heard of that
Yeah.
before, so I need to check on that. Right now, are you like working only you, solopreneur, or do you also have some team members that help you out?
I currently have an intern basically helping out with operations.
Hmm.
Yeah, but that's basically it. So it's like me and, yeah, I guess an intern or VA.
Cool, great. And I also wanted to talk to you about the future of your coaching business. So, do you have any specific goals for like the next 1 to 3 years that you'd like to share?
Yeah, sure. I do envision the remote marketer as the go to remote career partner for marketers worldwide. I think right now I'm focused on refining my on one programs, but the next step is launching group coaching. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want this opportunity to be accessible to marketers in places like Latin America or Southeast Asia, who
Hmm.
are often overlooked in remote hiring because of the time zone they are in. And they realistically have limited access to high ticket type of programs. So that would be my next step. Again, like this is something I really care about. Number one, because I'm from Latin America. And
Hmm.
second, I live in Taiwan. So I've seen how these people that are really, really talented, but they are just born in not the right country. So I also want to make my programs available for them. Like I've seen really great coaches like earning millions, but also like mostly for some type of audience like the US or Europe, realistically people who can pay that. So I also want to make myself like more accessible to talent worldwide.
That makes a lot of sense. And I feel like that's a great mission to have. Right now, when it comes to investments, also thinking about investment, and this goes back to our research that I mentioned earlier. What are some investments that you feel like were very good investments that you've done on your coaching business? Do you feel like maybe there was a good return on that investment? It could be investments in yourself, investments on tool, investments on team member, whatever investment that you can think of. What is an investment like that? And maybe what is an investment that you feel like, maybe I shouldn't have spent my money on this?
So I think on investments that were really, really helpful would definitely be bringing someone to help me out with operational work.
Hmm.
Because I think at the beginning, it's when you're just starting out, it's very easy to want to do everything yourself. you're not earning like specific or consistent amount of money. So you want to just trying to make as much money as you can, but also keep yourself like lean. So I think that was one of my mistakes early on, wanted to do everything myself. I ended up burning out. I didn't do anything well. I was focusing too much on operations instead of strategic work. So once I, number one, started investing on the right tools to help scale my business. Like we just talked about the LinkedIn DM tool, Condo, also Stanley. That's the other tool. Is another tool, for example, to create my website, which is not live yet. The name of that tool is Podia. It's actually like, to me, it's very helpful because I don't have an engineering background. And I did want to have a website early on. So I just took this templatized tool to build a website like from scratch. It took me like probably 1 month because I was doing everything myself. So, bottom line, investing in tools early on and automate as many things as you can. And the other part would be bringing someone in to help me because I think like there are some things that you cannot fully automate, like building relationships with people or doing all this outbound outreach. So, as I mentioned, I've always liked to work with junior marketers because it's also something I'm good at in the way like I like helping people grow in their careers. So,
Mhm.
my intern right now, we actually worked together in my previous role when I was marketing manager. So, yeah, it's been just really helpful to have someone who takes care of operations, more technical stuff that I'm not like I can do, but it takes me a lot of time. So, yeah, that would be basically it. One more thing I forgot, but it's actually like building a community in the way like where a lot of coaches or self entrepreneurs trying to do this on our own. So basically, surrounding yourself by encouraging people that are either on the same journey as you or far ahead from you because you have a lot more to learn from them. So that's something I prioritize in my day to day work in the way like engaging with people like this on LinkedIn. Like I already have a saved search. So one of those lists that I can go every day and commenting, DMing them, jumping on coffee chats. So I think that's where I've learned the most, like having one-on-one talks with coaches or people that are where I want to be. So yeah, just asking questions, getting real feedback.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all of that. And yeah, most of it, especially like when thinking about tools, especially for coaches, that is like automating most of that heavy admin work through automation tools or having a VA help you out with that. Just like you
Mm,
said, not all of it can be automated. Some part of it has to have that human touch. For example, even we were doing outbound, you might be like automating the sending, but then you're going to manage the replies in a way. So yeah, I feel like those are very good investments. So right now, when thinking about your goals as well for the coaching business, is there some challenge that you're seeing right now? Like what is a challenge that you're trying to solve for next? Where do you see the bottleneck from you getting to where you want to be?
I think right now is capacity and also scaling the remote marketer because I think I'm at that point where I cannot take on more one on one clients without sacrificing quality. Even though I have someone who's helping between coaching, creating content, building new offers, and just having a life, my calendar is basically full. So I think a main challenge, and by the way, also something I didn't mention, but I do want to grow the remote marketer beyond career coaching. At this point, more and more early stage founders are coming to me for help with things like positioning, building a pipeline through content, or using employer branding for hiring and for building pipeline or revenue. So I'm
Mhm.
laying the foundation to offer marketing consulting as well. And after all, that's my background, that's my craft. So I have that vision in mind, but currently coaching is taking 100% of my time. So the challenge is figuring out how to scale and evolve the remote marketer without burning out, which is something I also deeply care about, which is sustainable growth. That may mean probably bringing on more support or streamlining systems or just changing parts of the business to be less depending on me. So I know what's working. I just need the right structure to grow again in a sustainable way.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Gina. Thank you for sharing all of this.
Yeah.
And as a final question, I feel like
Hmm.
the audience will benefit from this as well. When thinking about, and this could be an advice you give to yourself as well. So, what advice would
Mm.
you give to other coaches who are looking to scale their impact?
Yeah, I think we already touched on this a little bit, but I would say number one, stop trying to do everything yourself. I know it's very important. It's very important to learn how to do things yourself so you can teach other people to do those and actually know what good quality is. But I would say don't try to do everything because in the end, you will end up burning out. So I would say either invest in tools or people early on than you feel comfortable with, because most of the coaches I've talked to, they also share like probably they waited too long to do that, and that was definitely me. So I wish I knew that earlier. It's not that I didn't know, it's that I was afraid if it was the right stage. But I think most of the times when you see you are onto something and you're gaining traction, most likely you will need help at some point. So I think even a few hours of support each week can free you up to focus on what actually matters and moves the needle in growing your business.
Hmm.
And again, like also staying close to people who are a few steps ahead. And I also know people that may think it's competition, and some people that are far ahead from you will feel threatened by you and probably will avoid to have chats with you. So I wouldn't say those are the right people for you to surround with. I would say people that are open to share their knowledge and experience with you. And in the end, you can also offer something for them, whether that's like support on their content, or I don't know, if you have a strong LinkedIn network, for example, like reposting their posts, like something you can also offer value. So just learn from what they're doing, not just what they're saying. And last but not least, there will always be tough times. And personally, every day I'm asking myself, like, should I keep building this? Because it's hard work. And sometimes you don't see traction. There are better months than others. And I think
Hmm.
it's very easy to give up. So, but then I receive messages like, I saw your post and it really helped me with something, or people I work with, they landed an interview, they landed a job. And I think those messages really make a difference. So there will always be someone watching. So I would say don't get discouraged, don't stop just because things are hard. So yeah, just keep going.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gina, for coming to our podcast. Thank you for helping us enrich with your knowledge. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. For anyone who wants to connect with you or reach out to you, they can go into LinkedIn. They'll be able to find you at Gina Sapien. Is there
Hmm.
also a website?
Currently, you can just go through my LinkedIn, and then on the upper part, you can see all my links and see my offering. As I mentioned, I'm working on the on revamping the website, so that will be live in probably a couple of months.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Gina. Thank you for coming to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
That's it for this episode of Career Coaching Secrets. If you enjoyed this conversation, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to this episode to catch future episodes. This podcast was brought to you by Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, or even $100,000 weeks, all without burning out and making sure that you're making the impact and having the life that you want. To learn more about our community and how we can help you, visit joinpurplecircle.com.